Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another Scrapbook Process video, and today I have pulled some bits and pieces from my October stash kit, which if you did not see everything that was originally in this kit, you can jump back to my video, and it is called October Stash Kit Good Vibes. And so I'm going through and just showing you everything that I pulled that came out of that stash kit that I created. The only thing that I added to this was some twine and that yellow polka dotted piece of paper that you saw at the very beginning. Everything else here that I'm showing you is all items that were in that original stash kit. I have quite a few pieces of pattern paper from the 6x6 paper pad, which was Dear Lizzie's documentary paper pad that I pulled to use for this layout. I'm going for not a completely monochromatic layout, but definitely leaning toward the aqua turquoisey green color and the craft colors for this layout. So first I am just going to take all of these 6x6 pieces of pattern paper, and I wanted to use them all. I want to have, if you looked at the sketch, it kind of has a couple of mats behind the photos in the sketch that I'm using, and I wanted to have a larger stack of papers to put behind my photo, and I wanted them to be different sizes. I wanted them to be all layered up and kind of just like a messy stack of papers. I know Shamel does this a lot, and Jen Scow actually has been doing this a lot with her scraps lately as well. So that's the kind of thought that I have, is I want that sort of messy scraps. So you see me here, I'm just kind of cutting some apart, laying things out, and I'm just kind of designing how I want to have everything layered up behind my photo, and you'll see just bits and pieces of those 6x6 papers peeking out from behind my photo. So I'm showing you here how I'm going to put it together, and then I'm going to glue those all off camera. And I do change them a little bit, which you'll see when I bring the stack back after I've glued everything down. I also know that for this layout, I want to have a grounding element, and so that is why I pulled that yellow piece of pattern paper. And so I have cut just I believe it's like a 2-inch strip, but I will cut it down eventually to a 1-inch strip that you see there now that I've glued my mats together for my photo. I have a branding strip, which is that wood grain and white kind of stripe that's on top of the yellow and white polka dot. I'm also taking some washi and putting it on white cardstock, and I'm going to use that as another border strip there at the bottom. And those act as my grounding for my photo cluster. I felt like if I just put the photo cluster down the way it was, that it was just floating too much on the page. And so I felt like it really needed to have a grounding element that would allow me to put my title and my embellishment cluster. I know in the original photo it doesn't actually, or in the sketch I should say, it doesn't actually have this grounding element, but I felt like because I wasn't doing mixed media on this, that I needed something there on the back or on the bottom to kind of ground the photo. I am now taking the bits and pieces that I pulled from that stash kit, and I'm just creating my embellishment clusters. I'm going to have 2 focal embellishment clusters, as you see there, one to the bottom left and one to the top right, and those will act as my 2 main embellishment clusters. I go fairly simple for this. The clusters are not too involved, and I stayed pretty true to the sketch in the fact that I have, like it shows, the 2 embellishment clusters on each of those corners. Here I'm just putting down my title, which is, I'm using the word Smitten from those Amy Tan, as well as the word you from the Amy Tan sticker sheet, and I've spelled out from the Heidi Swap turquoise stickers the word with. So it's, the full title is Smitten with You. And there I went ahead and glued everything down, or the main embellishments down on the page, so that you didn't have to watch that. And I'm just coming back here with the finishing touches. This layout, because I am using a sketch, I find using a sketch makes my layouts come together extremely quickly, because a lot of times I'm following pretty closely to what that sketch has, and thus I don't have to think a whole lot of where I'm going to put things, because I kind of am following what the sketch shows. So for finishing touches, I'm just taking some stickers, and you see I'm kind of just playing with circular sticker on that one Echo Park sheet that I had, and I knew I was never going to use it the way it was, so I cut it apart and put it in each of my clusters. I have a tag from the sticker sheet, as well as one of the stickers from that Chasing Dream sheet as well. So here, like I said, I'm just kind of building up my clusters. I'm pulling a couple of these puffy stickers from the Amy Tan sheet, and I'm just kind of putting things in and amongst the clusters. Like I said, keeping the two clusters and not kind of branching out from those. I'm kind of keeping everything self-contained in the two clusters and just adding little bits and pieces. I thought about adding these tiny word stickers. I do end up, and you'll see it in the still photos at the end, I do end up adding two of them, one to each cluster, but I don't actually do it on camera. Now, as with most of my layouts, I am going to add a finishing touch of these little turquoise gems in 3 spots on the layout, and then I'm going to put one green sequin from my pack of sequins from my stash, and then one white sequin from this Freezing for a Reason Spiegel Mom Scrap sequin pack, and I just take one white one, and so I'm kind of just using these like enamel dots, putting them in each corner. And apart from that, I'm going to add some twine to each of my 2 tags on this layout, and that is going to complete it. So I will have still photos of this layout at the end of the video. And if you're liking the videos, make sure that you subscribe and check that little bell notification so you know when I post new ones. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.